That's bullshit, because that means I would have to get behind the house, too.
I don't know if you're responsible for that one, actually.
I'm responsible for the goddamn weeds.
Oh, yeah, you are, aren't you?
But I don't think anybody goes back there and shovel.
I don't. Yeah, I've
Some
never
people do.
seen anybody do that.
Some people do, oddly enough.
Or somebody just has one of those little
Do I think?
doohickey things and
Explain.
like the little...
A snowblower?
No, or they got the... I don't know, maybe the rich, snooty white people area. They have people with four-wheeler little things that go out there and have a little plow.
Yeah.
They go get
This is
everybody's
definitely rich,
sidewalk.
snooty white people who have fucking HOAs, and now they have an excuse to ride their ATVs around the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, no shit. No, I think there are some, like, retirees that like to
go out
and
and
just
clear it out.
Yeah.
All that kind of
Yeah, I
stuff.
don't know that from. My neighborhood doesn't have sidewalks, so
No, you
yeah,
don't.
No,
It's
no.
sidewalk.
No, we don't.
It's-
so
Wait, really?
yeah, we don't have sidewalks. So yeah,
I
that's
totally
kind
did
of
not know
dangerous, but you know, we
It
didn't.
totally is. It's like a highway.
Well, it's not a cul-de-sac though. But
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, you're speed limited by topography and you know things like that. But yeah, I mean, I can see why sidewalks are there. So.
You're not making the case for no sidewalks, yeah?
Well, I don't have to shovel them. That's my
Right.
case,
Right.
and I'll rest on that, Your Honor.
You're like that, Will. It's turned out you're the asshole now. No, again, I think that you say you don't like it. I think I'll bet you get some kind of, like, kick out of it when it's done, or some kind of, like,
I used to do
my
that.
bicep is sore.
it's not my bicep that gets me. That's the only reason I hit it. It's always, there's a certain section of my back that
It's lumbar.
gonna get every time.
Yeah.
I've even gone out and helped some of the older people shovel their stuff. And
Oh, see, you're a good neighbor. So
See, I told you stack up those good things. You don't just need to be
I don't
plus
have
one
to do it.
for
I
life.
don't have to. Cross the street and one on that corner, the dude with all the toys. That dude loves to fire up his snowblower and will help anybody if he sees you out there. Right.
Oh, if I had a snowblower, I'd totally do that too.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll ask you. He'll just like, you want to come over and do this? Sometimes if you say no, he'll do it anyway.
My father-in-law used to have a beast of a snowblower.
That dude.
It was fun to use. It really
that
was.
dude has that one.
You, like spray all the neighbors' cars down with it. It was great.
Yeah, you don't just like point it where you want it to go. You tell it like the zip code.
Yes.
That thing doesn't fuck around. And those things are so cool, but I just feel like I would lose the finger.
Oh,
Don't put.
yeah. There's an operating end, Jeff. Yeah,
I know. Everybody knows
Don't come anywhere close.
you're not supposed to, and you're supposed to. Like when the chute clogs, you're supposed to just right. It's just a lot of dudes lose that tip of the hot dog, and
in a snowblower.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, because they go to unclog the chute.
Well, you turn it off before you. Right.
They
okay,
do.
Gotcha,
They
gotcha,
do.
yeah.
That's the thing is they turn it off, and then it's not. They think it's completely off, but it's not. There's still
That
something.
track torque. In
See, I would just use a stick. So yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. I've seen enough industrial accidents.
I do too.
It's like that machine will rip more than your pants off, dude.
You and I have been through this, man. We just talked about all the tools that you can look at, and you know you're not going to watch them use those properly. They're going to grind up a Chinese person.
Oh yeah. Or like Twitter lately. I don't know what. Jeff, I went down some bad places.
What did you do, man?
I'm back on the For You feed, and I saw all these things about
Are we
like
recording?
fucking power tools. Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, are we there?
No, we're there. I'm Pat.
Oh, I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey. Please continue.
Guys like misusing like sawzalls and stuff like that, and like sawing through their leg without realizing it. So yeah, and I was like, why is this on here? But why can't I stop watching this? And then what does it do? It's like, oh, you like that one? Huh? Check this out. You're back for more, eh?
No, man. It's just like.
Do you have to like select no,
No.
or is it if you watch it from like start to finish? They're like, yeah, you.
So the thing that I've noticed about it is like if you're sitting there just doom scrolling on the toilet, all right, and you spend a couple seconds on a video, you scroll down a few more times, you get another one that's kind of like it. But then if you get out of it completely, it goes back to normal. So I don't know if that's how it works. It just seems to work that way.
I don't know either. I think it's supposed to be, in theory, it's supposed to be based off of, like, who you're following, and it's supposed to pull from that and say you might also like. And,
It does do that. So, but it throws you rando bullshit in between a lot of those things, and I think it's smart enough to know that, like, okay, he stopped scrolling for like 3 seconds, and so let's try this
all
again.
it takes.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Because most of the time you're just like, no, yeah.
3 seconds is a lifetime in doom scrolling, dude.
It is.
Okay.
That's more than enough time to like determine what kind of post it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whether or not it's worth watching the video. Okay, whether or not it's like clickbait. So you'll pick up on that pretty quick too. Whether or not it's an ad. So yeah, 3 seconds is an eternity.
I'd probably watch everything like 20 seconds.
You'd love TikTok then, man. So yeah,
Like, because there's no way I'm gonna make a decision in 3 seconds.
yeah.
No, man, you can tell sometimes, because sometimes you're like, that rod's gonna go through that dude's head.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, nah, I can go.
Yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, those power lines aren't hot. Nah. Yeah.
Why would this be a video? Otherwise,
Like,
we're just gonna show
like an
innocent,
ta-da! Innocent video. This guy and a dog sauntering down railroad tracks. This is gonna be great. so heartwarming. Well, the dog made it.
Oh,
That's what I'll tell you. But again, that's the my shit is like 85% dogs and cats though. And
Mine. I started finding some cat guys that they post cat videos all
Love
the
it so
time,
much,
and it's
man.
just like so heartwarming. Yeah.
it is, or sometimes I don't know, like I don't remember who posts these, but there's quite a few that I get of like animals that you wouldn't expect to necessarily be nice, like the tigers that hug their former owners,
Right, yeah.
or like one today I saw this giraffe kind of like picking the branches off something that got stuck in the woods.
Oh yeah.
It was like super friendly, so I'm like, oh, this is cool.
I've been watching the opposite of that. So where animals
Like
attack
branches on.
people. Yeah. So like just watching
Your video
elephants
in reverse.
fucking wreck people. Yeah. So taking over entire buses full of dudes. Yeah.
Hey, dude, look, I'll say this. I'm never going to watch anything that involves like bulls and be rooting for the bullfighters or the
No.
or the
Yeah.
idiots that are running with them in Pamplona. So
Yeah,
I mean,
so like some of those have gotten me too, because I know exactly what I'm there for. I'm just
you're gonna get caught.
Well, I want to see someone get like the fucking horn put through their stomach or something like that. But there are all these videos where the guy just barely escapes at the end.
And that's fine too.
No, it's not. That's not what I'm here for. So, you did me wrong, Twitter. I'm going to go back over to Telegram.
Well, I mean, it's you gotta. This is the thing. This is why it's fine, is because the suspense actually has to work for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
every time they got gored.
Well, then you know what you're getting. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, fair. Yeah.
You got to see some narrow escapes so that the mysteries.
I just cannot express the disappointment the first time I did that. So, or the guy just barely got away within like half an inch of his life. So
Did he still get gored? or
no,
just
he got completely away. So
He didn't even get tossed.
no, he
wow.
he fully fucking jumped over this thing, and I was like, "You're gonna get him on the rebound, like kick him in the head or something like that." Nope. Guy scurries off.
He's waiting for his house just out of his fist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'll see you in the parking lot, man. Yeah. So
And then, okay, now there are some that are indeterminate whether they survived or not, right?
there are.
So when you see the dude like drop the cigarette butt in the hole and the hole fucking explodes,
Yeah,
he
you
may
don't
have
know.
lived.
He may have lived.
There's no commentator that's like,
They cut the video.
this guy ended up living after just,
Well, I don't do it with the sound on. Yeah, no.
No.
So,
Well,
but yeah.
I watched one show where this guy was out with his gun and a tiger like came up on him and he shot the tiger and the tiger got away and all this kind of stuff. So he went back home and then
Is it waiting for him?
the tiger went back
Oh, you're kidding me.
and destroyed everything. Like
Like his family?
his property. Just remember this guy. Like I mean,
He took my identity. He's got my credit cards. Where's my phone? I got a call.
but he
anyway,
tracked him down like 5 miles to go wait for this guy to get home and then slaughtered him.
Well, his house, not the guy.
The guy.
Oh, he got the guy.
Oh, he slaughtered him.
Okay. So this is like Ghost of the Darkness kind of there's a reference I don't get to use very often. So, hey, I'm gonna bag me a lion.
A little more serious about it than that, but yeah, that's fine.
He was a little bit more serious. His people lost.
Right.
Yeah. No, that and like I can't watch the fight videos anymore because you never know how they're gonna go. So like every now and then it's just like, okay, here's a whole bunch of people fighting and this dude gets knocked out, and then every now and then it's like that guy's head got spun around.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, it was like I didn't know that could happen that way, but so he's not getting up. So body slam a dude, and then all of a sudden you just realize that guy's paralyzed for life. That's great.
He didn't move. He twitched. That's
right? Yeah.
I don't think those would bother me as much.
It depends on who it is. So there's like I've seen it with a couple chicks. It's just like, oh, that sucks.
Now, if it's like an American History X where he's
that's different.
That's different.
There's no way I can do that.
No, that's
different.
But I mean, like most of the ones, it's just people being ghetto. It's just,
really is.
You're watching fucking poor ass people throwing chairs at the Waffle House. I mean, that's
it is. But then every now and then you get this one that's just like, I didn't expect that to happen, so he hit that guy in this ghetto fight. So, and he landed on one of those fucking spiky fences, the ornamental ones. And it's like, oh, those are sticking out of him now. Oh, this is a different kind of video now. So
so you may be worse about like again, I know what I'm getting when I go for it. Right?
Well, okay, so I'm a newbie on Twitter in terms of this stuff, man. I've only been doing it for a couple months now, so
no, when I know what I want, again, if you go to the Kiwi Farms thread,
I'm not going there, Jeff.
Post videos of people dying.
No,
you get what you came
Kiwi
for.
Farms is not for me, man. So
it's not
for me.
It sounds pleasant, but
I have kids and cats that I love very much.
Nothing to do with New Zealand birds or fruit. But yeah, it's when you want to watch the absolute documentation of the world's worst people.
I don't want to. Yeah, no. I can't take that. I mean, it's hard enough to fight off the Gaza shit on fucking Twitter right now. So,
I don't know, man. It took a break. It took a break these past few days.
Not on my feed. So, yeah. Good.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Maybe there's sunshine in the horizon for you.
Oh, that'd be great, man. That'd be great.
So if you just like were to then type in rainbows, like, and then you get some nice, cool stuff, will it phase out the
You gotta follow people who post inspirational shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put it. All right, so I'll say this too. If you wanted a life, okay, this is why I don't want to. It is the world that you choose, right? This is again, this is Rob's argument about which cake is most popular. People voted for this one, but that one is gone. So that means people came back for more of this, right? So if you want your Twitter feed, if you want it to be nothing but inspirational / Bible quotes,
you can do
no problem.
Yeah, you can do
no
that.
problem. It's
and no dismemberment will slide into there.
You might get one every now and then, but man, I mean, if it's like if you're subscribed to 10 people like that and nobody,
it's not going to kick out to you.
You're not going to get
unless it's somebody you follow that's like a friend of yours.
Yeah,
that occasionally like.
Right.
Yeah, I like.
Oh yeah, that's why a lot of that shit's showing up in there, isn't it?
Yeah. That's right.
I gotta go through that.
Your friend?
No, he's not my friend.
Oh.
Jeff and I kind of have agreed there's mutual separation.
We don't want to know each other.
We don't want to know him. No. If I bump into him, we just kind of like look at each other and both faces. Like, I don't know that guy.
No, it's fine. Yeah, because I mean, what you don't know, you can't like testify to. So
right.
it's fine. But no, yeah, if you want that, like you can have nothing but like genuine positivity. You can have your feed be nothing but like if you're big on movie news, you can have those updates like this. You can know
lightning
everything.
But it takes following stuff, not like the Google thing where it's brings up your.
No, that's what I spend too much time on is the For You. It's just like, let me spin the rando wheel today and see what it dishes out.
Let me take the accumulation of what you have and try to get you something new.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, like I follow so many local sources on it. So if there's a wreck on I-25, I know about it like right away. So it's kind of nice.
And you could have that be your thing entirely too. Yeah. Or same thing goes with they'll let you know shit's going on with your school.
Oh yeah, yep. Oh yeah, no, all the school stuff I get tweeted at by my daughter's school constantly. So yeah, you know, or even the school districts and things like that. So
the same thing goes like sports. You can get that stuff lightning quick. But what I can tell you,
really good sports. Yeah, really good sports feeds.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But what I can tell you is all of those things have been part of my feeds before.
Mm-hmm.
I have weeded them out. Because clearly I wasn't. It's like it's a thing where like you ask yourself, why are you paying for Netflix if all you do is sit down and scroll past things you don't want to watch for 2 hours? And if I'm never actually clicking on these stores, if I'm never actually reading what happens on these video game posts or anything, why am I still subscribed? I obviously don't care.
So you had to go in and unsubscribe them so that
you just hit unfollow. You find the person. Yeah.
I've been doing that with my YouTube channel lately. There's a lot of shit.
Couple of hangers on.
There's been a bunch, man, that I had to go back through, and I was like, "You're saying the same thing as this dude over here, and he's better looking than you are." So,
it's all about the voice.
It is the voice. It's the presentation. It's like you can say it in 8 minutes. That guy takes 32. So, you know.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of stuff on there. I was like, fishing. When was I watching fishing videos? God.
I'll tell you. No, I know what I was into. It wasn't fishing, but I was into those not survivalist, but like the overnight camping guys.
Oh yeah.
Where they have you watched any of this stuff? Oh, okay. It's great. Like when
the Canadian dude, the Steve, what's his name? So
there's this one dude that goes with his dog. They never talk.
Oh yeah.
And you know they go out into the snow and you just kind of listen and peek over every now and then. This guy's building this campground in the snow.
That guy always eats good. I know who you're talking about.
He does.
He's like, yeah, I'm bringing bacon with me. Yeah, you're gonna want to make a cheeseburger. So
and that's how like all roads lead to GunTube, because eventually, you do kind of cross over with
Twitter. GunTube is stupid. So compared to actual GunTube, so. Well, I started going down that rabbit hole. I was like, you guys are just, okay, there's a guy who got shot. Got it. That's why you don't have two midgets, try and shoot a 50 cal. Got it. I was like, this is Twitter. I'm going back to GunTube.
No, it's, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, that's what that's all about. You have total control over that. I'm not trying to espouse. I certainly wouldn't ever try to sell anybody on the benefits of using social media, but in terms of it is not, it's the hive you create. Mm-hmm. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll get the information that you want.
I don't even really use that as social media.
I know.
No.
It's really, it's a
ticker. So
it's a ticker.
Yeah, it's a ticker.
I mean, it's a ticker, and it's something where you can sort of like dump your contributions, right?
I stopped doing that.
No,
I'm done with that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I leave that to you. So
there you go.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd want to contribute.
No.
I think you'd want to contribute if you actually had like inside information, right? So if you were part of like, I don't.
No, the only time I think I would have wanted to contribute was the mask thing.
There was time to contribute. Yeah. Well, because you, William.
But then I would have gotten yanked.
At the time, yes, you're fine now.
COVID.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a comic book or something.
Oh.
So. No. At the time, yes, I know exactly what you'd say. You'd say, microbiologist here.
Teacher here.
I'd have gotten
postal worker here. So dedicated misogynist here. Yeah. God, I hate that. Anyway, sorry.
The rest of the time, meh.
No, dude, it's totally fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to espouse the merits of this. It's there if you want it. It's not. If you don't, I mean, your brain's generally a better place for not doing. You have to know when to stop. It's the same thing as any of those things where you know it's. I think they're going to have its own like terminology where they differentiate it between like long-term or extended electronic focus versus whatever you call it, where it's like
the shorts thing,
like rapid fire. Like I think they're eventually going to do studies on how those two things are detrimented, and they're going to say like kids should not be exposed to this for more than
there's already stuff out there about that. Yeah.
But so much that'll have its own designation of.
Yeah. No, there's a couple guys that I was following for a while, not on Twitter, but elsewhere, that were doing studies on that. So, like screen time and, how much is too much and what kind, and the whole argument that, there's something bad that happens to girls when they turn 14 and have access to Instagram. So, which is not as true as well, the headlines always amp the data. So, and stuff like that. And it's like, that's not actually what this guy was saying. So, but I get it. You get clicks on Business Insider because of it. Cool. So, gotta use that poetry degree somehow, huh?
Hey.
Here's an English degree, man.
It covers it all.
It does, okay? But, yeah. Like you do actual like work with English. Just try and generate clicks with it.
So do you try and generate clicks with your postings?
All the time.
Yeah.
That is what your point is?
Yes,
yeah, you're monetized, aren't you?
Yes.
So how much money do you make off that, if you don't mind me asking? No. Yeah, I didn't think so, man.
No. But you build towards it, man, because it sort of snowballs, man. It
does, man. But I mean, I've been looking at monetization on YouTube. It is fucking hard. So it takes hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views at regular intervals to actually generate anything on YouTube. Is it the same on Twitter?
Yes and no. There's so I think a lot of it's the same. It's just that Twitter is far more generous with
is it?
With revenue sharing.
Why is that?
The guy in charge.
Are you sure? Or is it just the number of people who are there?
It didn't pay at all before.
You're right, okay. So, but why does it pay more than YouTube?
All right, so number one, I would argue that the biggest thing with YouTube is I think their overhead is millions upon millions upon millions more expensive than Twitter.
Oh, just because all the data storage. Okay, yeah,
data storage
I hadn't thought about
and
that.
Employees and all this other stuff, and being whatever accounting magic that they have to do is being part of Google. I'm sure this is something that has something to do with it. And they have
a statistic once that like every single day enough content hits YouTube that it would take you almost 100 years to watch.
That's exactly it. And if you're housing all of that,
every day. Yeah, it's crazy how much is out there. And if you think about like all the different languages and all everything, short form, long form, everything like that, it's bananas. So
yeah, so I would argue that that's probably one of the biggest reason.
Okay, that makes sense.
But as for the rest of it, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it's you're not trying to. Well, they also changed some of the things on which they monetized it. The thing they're looking for is views.
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's all they look for. So
that's it.
Yeah. Well, and that getting people sign up for YouTube Red. So
is that without ads?
That's without ads. So I bet you that actually cuts into how much they pay you too. Because like I've seen some of the bigger creators that go to actually doing in-content ads now where they get paid directly. Yep. Mm-hmm. So which is so annoying. I understand the model. It's just like, oh, please stop telling me about Squarespace. Please, God. So, yeah. So,
Raid Shadow
Legends, yeah. So, oh man, there's a bunch of them out there right now. So, most of them are like protein supplements and shit. It's like you identified that.
I know.
I'm male. Got it. Yeah,
that's so, that. Yeah, right. That when you're in that section, yes, because I do have a a big section about like health, wellness, and weight training.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's, you are inundated with that. Although those guys, that to be fair, they're a lot better about. They don't want to hang their reputation on some bullshit either. So I mean, I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's their brand.
It is.
But this sort of points to. Like the data that we're showing, especially on certain sites like, Twitch we talked about in the past, any place that has like a OnlyFans or any of this other stuff, they broke down who makes the money on it. Same thing goes with YouTube.
It's 99% to 1%, and sometimes even less than that.
That was it's insane how lopsided.
Yeah, Twitch is the worst. So Twitch is literally the land of haves and have-nots. So I mean, yeah,
they're like so. Well, less than 1% is doing it for major profits.
Right.
1% is doing it to make a good living.
Yeah. But a lot of those people, they have to move to like fucking Thailand in order to turn that into a good living.
Okay.
Yeah. So seriously, so there's a lot of YouTubers who do that. So they get to a certain point in time, they'll go to some place where they don't have to fucking pay taxes, and like meals cost like $2 a piece, and they live like gods. So come back to the United States, it's like you can make more money working at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, and there's another 0.5% of people who are making decent money, but they also have another gig, right? This is that. And then the other 97% are all doing it for love.
Or they're trying.
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, I've seen, there's a couple content creators that I watch who are interesting. There's this one guy, he can create a channel with 100,000 subscribers in like 10 days. And he's repeated it like 9 or 10 times. So completely blank slate, kind of thing. But I mean, there's not really a science to it. It's just, first of all, you got to pick an audience that's enormous, okay? And it can't be like, oh, I want to do anything related to gaming, okay? Because you just limited it to people who like that game, certain age groups, certain genders right off the bat. And so you need to do something Mr. Beast style. So you need to find something that's in a content area that actually pays really well. So, because they pay different, like the lowest one is like gaming and sports. If you want to talk about those things, there are a bucket and podcasts. So, there are a million of them. So, but then if you want to do like finance, or if you want to teach people how to be an accountant, you can make money so quickly. So on it, yeah. Yeah, if you want to do a travel vlog, you're fucked. So,
you have to be super established for that to work at all.
Yeah. Or you got to have some unique twist that other people haven't seen before, or something about you that they just like. So yeah, there's a lot of different avenues towards that, but the whole trick is actually picking your audience right off the bat. So
you know what? That's the entertainment business.
Well, yeah, that's what he says.
It's
It's just like piloting a TV show. So that's exactly what he equates it to.
Yeah.
It's like, if it hits, it's going to hit quick. If it doesn't, move on. Junk it, and delete it, and move on. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Fire all the staff.
I have seen, I don't watch this as much as I used to, but I remember back in the day when networks they wouldn't give up on a show that wouldn't take.
Oh, yes.
Right? They just wouldn't give up on this show that wouldn't take it. I'm sorry. I know you're trying. I know that all of you must have a friend that works on this thing, right? But you got to let it go.
It depends on the network. So
didn't
Fox have that running joke where the Family Guy came back and he listed 30 different shows?
It was way more than
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. So,
but at the same time, I can go. I was thinking the other day about. I was trying to remember the name of a show in particular that it was supposed to be a spin-off of Married with Children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Over the neighbor, it focused on the neighbors, didn't it?
Nope. It was focusing on it was focusing on a dude named Vinny who was played by Joey Tribbiani, very young.
Oh.
And it was supposed to spin off with him and his dad.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, here's the thing: is they got like 3 bites at the apple and it never took.
Huh. Like 3 shows or 3 seasons?
Well, no, well it got that show got its own thing, but they kept trying to cross it over into Married with Children a couple of times. Yeah,
it was never going to work without Ed O'Neill. So,
well, it's the whole cast, man. It's that, and it's there's a lot of shows that are just straight up time and place. I was watching. There's this thing where they always say like, "Oh, you couldn't do that show today." Like I was watching some of All in the Family, right?
Oh, you could totally do that show today.
It was so tame.
It's tame.
It was so tame. There are a lot of people who are like, "Oh,
fucking Sanford and Son had a harder edge than that show did." So, yeah, it did. Yeah. So yeah, Archie Bunker is supposed to be some kind of like freaking closet racist, and actually he's just old.
He's old, and it's just that. Don't get me wrong. It was still kind of funny. Yeah, it was still kind of funny, but I mean, it was. I know that their problem back in the day, right, was I know that the writers didn't want it to be that, and they didn't like the fact that people were glomming onto Archie and saying "Go Archie, go," right?
Well, no, you're supposed to root for Rob Reiner, so yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
So they actually, I understand that they had to make Archie look stupid as the show went on, but he ended up being the runaway star.
Well, yeah, that's because the people like who are at home watching that show on Thursday night are his kind of people. So Rob Reiner's people are out. Doing whatever they do with the keys or whatever. Yeah.
I'm not watching this
bullshit. Yeah. So
I'm far too metropolitan for this. Television? Yeah, it's what's that? No.
I didn't.
But I was trying to remember.
That's way old school, man.
There's
totally
no way.
Oh, dude, I was trying to count back all of that crowd of shows that was around when Herman's Head was on, and
oh god,
like I was trying to think of all the ones that came and went that I watched for like a season, and they just disappeared, and like some of them I can remember the names of, some of them I couldn't, and that's
you're gonna beat me at that.
Yeah,
well, it's not a game. It's not. There's no winners or losers here. I apologize.
Well, I'm just going to declare myself a loser.
Yep, I'm not gonna...
So, I mean, I have a tough time remembering like what I watched last week. So,
well, so much of the stuff that I watch is so, I don't want to say without merit, but it's not something that I would dwell on and say,
no.
I need to think about it. I did watch a movie that was fantastic.
What was it?
It's a movie called A Dog's Purpose.
Okay. Yeah, no, I have no idea. Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend otherwise. I was fucking crying my eyes out.
Okay.
It's awesome. There's a point at the end where you're like, no way. But otherwise the whole rest of this movie is basically about this dog that goes through several lives. Right? Where it's the same soul of this dog that keeps getting reincarnated into other dogs. I'm like, all right, I like this. I watched it on the new Amazon Prime with ads.
They're not long.
They're not long, but they are really annoying. So
yeah. You know how like when you watch something on like TBS, it has natural breaks?
Oh
yeah, it just kind of
yeah. I tried watching the last season of Reacher with it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. So I can't do it, man.
Like they don't care what line of dialogue.
No, you get like 8 of them in a row too.
Yeah,
really?
So, yes.
Well,
they're not
like
long, but you get a bunch of them. So
I watched the last part of Invincible.
How was it?
Oh yeah, how is it?
That's good. Okay. I mean, I guess there's supposed to be the second part of the season that hasn't come out yet. But
okay.
Wait a minute, I thought that's what was coming out right now. Did they only released 3 episodes before, right?
4.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just watched the 4th one today. And yeah, the ads were, I think there was 2 30-second ads in the whole
Oh, that's
show.
not bad.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's also, I was watching a movie too. So, I mean,
right,
yeah, I'm going to get hit a little bit worse, but
I was like, it's annoying, but it's not terrible. It's not like 3 minutes of ads like I get on TV.
Is what's his butt's terrible girlfriend in this season too?
Marks.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah.
Adam Eve.
No.
No.
She's barely in it.
Oh.
But yeah, his girlfriend's still there.
The black chick?
Yeah.
The worst human being on the planet.
Mark's girlfriend?
Yeah. He was kind of dating Adam Eve at first.
Okay.
And then, or I can't remember if it
Amber is her name?
Amber. Yeah, okay. All right. I know what you're talking about.
The one that
Yeah,
after
yeah.
giving him all this shit was like, well, I've known that you're a superhero all along. It's like, then why are you being a fucking bitch about all this?
Yeah.
She's much more cool with the whole concept stuff now.
Thank God. She's the worst human being on that. That was the worst part about that show. Worst fucking part. And she said, and I quote, I hear they have a great social justice program.
I remember that.
No human being has ever said that.
I don't think so. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not why you go to school here.
No, not at all. It's like...
It's not like a department. It's more like a philosophy. Yeah.
Like, what's great about it? They have an air hockey table.
Right,
Like, I mean,
exactly.
this is some bullshit. Like,
We got Taco Tuesdays. Department.
like your guys. You're like, yes, I am there for the agriculture and mining.
Right. Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
and then you then you have the other people, but social justice program.
Right.
Program.
It was about the time when there was like
It
jobs
was.
going crazy about every company needed to have somebody like that on there.
They don't have a program to make you a D&I coordinator.
No, they just hire
might.
you into HR later. Yeah.
There might be schools that threw that together.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can find those in sociology departments. So, but it's
You
not called
can't.
a social justice
Program. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
no. You wouldn't.
You're not getting.
call it
You're not
that.
getting a
You
degree in
wouldn't call
social
it that.
justice. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you get a degree in sociology and you become a social justice warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah.
You don't need the degree to
Oh,
have
but it
that.
helps, Jeff. It fucking helps. So how much Foucault have you studied? So,
I shouldn't know what that is, but I do.
yeah, nobody should know what that is. Yeah, but yet they do. So read exactly one of his books, and I was like, oh no, never again. No, I'd rather go back and read Marx twice.
Oh my god, yes.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot. He wrote a lot of books. A lot of books. Yeah. Don't
Who
worry
is
about it.
this?
Foucault.
I-
He's the guy who basically came up
Sure,
with power
yes, yeah.
dynamics. So very, very French guy.
Gotcha.
Prominent in what, 60s, 70s, and 80s, mostly the 80s. So yeah.
Oh, this is all revisionist reading for me. I never would have come across this unless it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would never have come across this in my studies, had not.
You didn't take any sociology?
I took one class.
Okay, I think I took 3, and I ran into him there. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I took any.
No. I had to take, I couldn't take all history classes, and I didn't discover, English classes until the very ass end of my program. So, because I didn't think I had to take them. So, yeah, I think I took 3 classes in sociology. So. And then I took 2 in logic. So,
I had a logic and critical thinking.
yeah.
Did you like it, or was it just memorizing fallacies?
Well, it's not even that. It's if-then statements.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fallacy stuff is critical thinking. In the logic gets weird later. So,
I
yeah.
don't remember squat.
I remember it was like, this is like
circles.
math, and I don't want to do math.
Yeah, then
circles,
it's the circles. If the circles overlap, then then it can match.
Like a Venn diagram?
Something.
Yeah.
That was big, and
You took a class in Venn diagrams?
it had Venn diagrams.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like how much
part
of
of
P can
logic.
be true if
Yeah,
Q is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you'll get the overlap, and then you
Yeah,
can see.
yeah.
That's basically all I remember.
And that's where you can actually draw conclusions based upon freaking premises,
Yeah.
the stuff, being satisfied, yada, yada, yada. So. That was a long time ago.
That was a
man.
very,
It was a very long
long
time ago. Surprised I remember that. I watched on TV last week.
Yeah, that's about all that stuck. I have no idea what else I did during that class.
I remember I took it just because it was in my time slot. So I had like this chosen time slot of classes at like 10:50 in the morning. If they started then, it was on my radar as being possibly one that I could take. So, and then like whatever would fit my schedule or whatever fit my like degree plan or whatever
Did you
that
have
fell in that time slot, I would do it.
Did you have to take a class that was at 8:00?
A
Or
couple
9?
times, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I skipped it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing is that English professors love the 8 o'clock time slot. Like for having so many like hardcore feminists in that department, they sure loved the patriarchal model.
8 o'clock in the morning is a patriarchy thing.
It's a power thing. It's a like when you get people at dude, it's having
Classic.
having the
Apparently, yeah, classic power.
having that 8 o'clock spot and just basically that like the expectations of like I'm here, you're here, you'd better want this, right? This sort of like I'm in charge here. It's not really going to be, just expect to take a ton of notes, right? You know what that's like. There are some people who are going to run literature classes and they're going to be didactic. It's going to be like, it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be discussion based, right?
Not the guys at
8 o'clock, they will be teaching at you, not
get lectured
with
at.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. And and I get it because no matter what school you come from, when you get that far into it, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of studying that you've done and comparison and all this other stuff. You don't want to hear other people's opinions about it. You want to just lay them down because you've done the work.
Yeah.
Right? So I get that. And at 12:30, right, way more discuss. At 1:30, way more discuss. Right? But at 8 o'clock in the morning,
I guess they never assigned a time slot to that. It would just be on who taught it. So you're saying that people who are going to teach that way would like gravitate towards 8 o'clock time slot?
they wanted those spots.
Oh, okay.
Those were the premier spots. Those were where the top people went.
Yeah, that was different in the history. It was totally different.
I didn't have discussion classes.
I didn't have very many either, to tell you the truth. So, like, most of my history class, you got barked at. So, yeah. I mean,
Mine was science and numbers, so it wasn't.
yep.
They're not gonna.
Fair enough.
Well, when I teach,
We don't care
that's
about your
the same way.
opinions.
I'm not really interested in your
Right.
opinion. Let me get through the lesson and then raise your hand. I'll come around and help you. Kind of thing.
Yeah. So I did not have that come up at all.
Well, I mean, it's lit class. So what you're going to do is you're going to force a piece of work on your students, right? You are going to ask them what they interpreted and then tell them why they're wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Did you get books that were forced on you that you never thought you'd like? And you
Yes.
turned out you read it and you're like, oh, that was really good.
Oh yeah, it happened all the time.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with. It's like I was talking about with Netflix. If you just kind of, it's weird. Like when you're surfing like any kind of service, right? Any kind of like you're in the bookstore or you're just looking at anything where you have a sea of choice, and you let your brain, you just say like, I'm gonna let the force decide what I want to watch or I want to read, right? It becomes so difficult. But even if there's like the slightest like inkling from somebody that said, hey, read this, right? Even if it's so far off what your radar would be, you're like, oh, like movies with seals, right? Or whatever. You might be inclined to check it out because you knew somebody that did that. So in the lit classes, this is all shit that I would have walked right past because, for me, I'm like, there's no space aliens in this. There's no, right?
Right.
There's no, there's no like military conflicts. There's no bombers. There's and I'll keep it on some occasions there were, but the fact that they'd open me up and it's like, okay, this is what I've come to appreciate. Thank you.
Well, you know that the Netflix top 10,
Yeah.
it usually has all those things you
It
just
usually
described.
does,
I usually don't
It's
have
like
to
on the list there
wander
somewhere. Yeah.
far off the top 10. I'm like, oh, aliens, things are blowing up.
Scroll my thing
Yeah.
to dormant. Yeah.
Oh, I like that actor. Oh, The Rock's in this. All right.
Awesome.
You can never watch a movie just because an actor's in it.
Oh, I do that all
Never.
the time. All the time.
Never do that.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds. I'm definitely watching this. I'm gonna laugh out of it. It might be good, it might be bad, but I'll get a good chuckle out of it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just.
As we've already covered, advertising is built for me. So
Right. Yeah.
No, you're perfect.
they just slap a top 10 sticker on it and say, "Well, I gotta see this.
Well, if everybody likes this, yes, I must watch it.
I have to.
I know.
Look how many people in the world are watching this right now."
Look, man, look, and what's funny is, yes, I know that I'm a douche canoe in the other way, where it's like, oh, this is popular, this must be garbage.
Right.
Oh my god.
God.
Dinosaurs again.
A lick of deconstruction in this.
Meta is so out. Oh my god.
Well, will
Yeah.
you not watch a movie just because of certain actors in it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you won't watch
You
one.
fucking liar. Yeah, yeah, because you're gonna sit there and say, like, oh, I'll watch this. This is Pauly Shore in it. Fucking liar. Don't even.
All right,
Don't even. No, it's just.
no, I do that too. I said I watch movies just because certain
Right.
people
Right.
are-
Right. Right. He's just making the opposite point. Yeah.
This is- very much walk over anything that has Adam Sandler or
I still want to see Uncut Gems.
Will Ferrell.
you know what? It's funny. You were just reading my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's this, but the other guys was good.
That movie's genius.
Yeah, LaBeouf. LaBeef. Walk right past that.
Anything with like Seth Rogen in it.
Oh
I was
God!
just
Oh God! No.
Directly over that.
I got ambushed by an animated film by him once, so
If he's a voice, it's usually not.
it took me a little while to realize, and I was like, "Wait a minute! I recognize this humor."
Did you turn it off? We found out who it was.
It's like something around here starting to burn.
I haven't seen him around
Good.
hardly at all.
Oh,
Very,
he's-
yeah.
he's
Oh,
around.
he's
I'm sure he's there.
out there talking about Gaza. So
Yeah, if I come afoul of him, that's a no go.
he's insufferable, man.
He's the worst.
He is.
He's absolutely terrible.
I was always the same way with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I never liked him. I'd stay away from his movies.
I like one of his movies.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, I like two, but I like one of them a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah, that's kind of like an old thing of mine, man. If there's certain people like I got really sick of Nicolas Cage. I just couldn't watch Nick Cage movies after a while.
He just
He
doesn't make good movies.
Yeah,
well, he does. He does. Here's the thing, man.
sometimes.
So he's in these good movies for a while, right? Especially if you're willing to stretch the definition of good there for a while, because like I can make an argument that Face Off is good.
I loved that, but that is a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying. Is there's this
Movie, man.
there's this section where he's in these movies and they are good. Then he hits the bankruptcy part where he has to do everything. And now he's in this part where he gets to choose like every other movie, right? So you'll see this crazy movie like Mandy, which was like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Haven't seen a movie like it. Kind of dug it. Kind of thought it was stupid. But then he's also in some kind of like Five Nights at Freddy knockoff movie or some
Right.
weird movie where he's playing a wizard, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's all over the map.
Yeah, but you can't choose the movie just because he's in it. 'Cause you're like, that is a horrible roll of dice,
No, man.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know some people like to this day that are like diehard fans of like National Treasure, you know, and
Well, that movie's not
okay.
bad. Yeah. Okay.
it's not good.
No, it's not. It's got a like not shitty Indiana Jones vibe to it though.
Right,
Yeah.
like if I feel like if you know what you're getting, that movie really rocks.
Yeah, like that movie and what's the Tom Hanks one?
Oh, Da Vinci Code?
Those are very similar to me. So this is kind
yeah,
of fun. Like
yeah.
you know, you got the plane with the red marker. Just like, I like these kind of movies. Yeah,
all the
yeah.
pieces that could be out there.
Yeah.
That maybe.
It's funny that you just described a genre as playing with the red marker.
Playing with the red
because
marker.
you know it's funny. There's
a lot of them. Yeah.
yeah. Those Tomb Raider movies. I mean, it's all in the same family.
It is.
Yeah.
The Mummy. Yeah.
I don't.
The first
I like them. I mean,
I like
do.
the first one, man. I think
really
it's
did
fun.
like the
Yeah.
You know, it is
I've
fun.
seen
It still doesn't look bad too, which is
The
weird.
second one does.
The second one is awful with the fucking
Is that the Rock?
Yeah, it's that's so
Probably,
bad.
yeah.
So with the first one, you just have these little bugs and this giant head, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like that's fine, you know. That's what CGI. This is like Jurassic Park era CGI.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And then you glue fucking Rock.
It's
Dwayne the Rock
this-
Johnson.
dude. He was looking Nintendo 64 when that movie came out.
He wasn't even shaded properly.
So bad.
So, he had like that white outline. So
Yeah, that was all sorts of messed up. Yeah, you know, and what's funny is up until that point, again, I don't think that movie's bad. It's kind of fun. It's
the
just
Scorpion King.
yeah. Well, that aspect of the story, the second movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Like-
the Scorpion King, right?
Yeah.
Or is that
Well, the
third?
Scorpion King is a different movie.
Oh yeah, they did
He-
make a whole.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't hate it. It's because I can laugh at that part now. It's really, it's kind of like if you watch like Terminator 1. People in '84 must have been scared shitless of that animatronic stop motion Terminator.
Yeah,
But when you're watching it now, man,
it's
you know,
kind of rough around the edges, man. And like
I
the
haven't
seriousness
seen that
of
in
Kyle
forever.
Reese is really grating. So
there's overacting,
yeah,
and then there's Michael Biehn.
right, yeah. So I actually watched a chunk of that not too long ago.
The guy with
I just
no bass
can't
in his
do it.
voice.
He's got no bass. So Spanish is worse than your English.
You know what? And he fucking rocks in that
He
movie.
does
And
great in
that
that movie.
He's great in there.
He's fine in that one. He's
Yeah.
good in the Abyss. So, you know, I mean, but the Terminator movie and yeah, I was watching Aliens.
Just say
I
Aliens,
was saying,
it's
yeah,
just-
I was
yeah.
watching 48 Hours or what is it? It's actually the line is
72 hours.
no, it's not. It was different. It threw me off. It's like
56.5.
40 it is. It's something weird like that, man. So, yeah. And it's days. I think it's like 19 days. Yeah, or something like that. It
That's
was
a long
it was
time.
completely different than what I remembered
Yeah.
it being. So now I can't remember it. So there you go. So
This for the Abyss.
no, this was Aliens.
Oh.
So this is fucking
Bill Paxton.
Bill
It's just-
Paxton.
Yeah.
So, get some.
It's so annoying.
He's kind of endearing now,
Oh,
man. Actually, Lance Hendrickson is way better in that one than I remember.
He's awesome.
You know what I watched I watched Pumpkinhead not too long ago. You remember that shit? So with
yeah.
Lance Hendrickson when he was at his skinniest, so like you know the most like I don't think he did meth, but if he did, it was during then. You know? So, Pumpkinhead with the old lady.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't know if I've seen it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's
It's cheesy '80s monster horror
Yeah,
at its best.
yeah.
So, but Lance Hendrickson is in it, so he's good and he's extra skinny.
I just think it's like poor nutrition, man. I think like I don't
Too many cigarettes.
it really is, man. There are some people that just don't look right. Yeah, no, it's like when I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape, young Johnny Depp, 1993.
Oh, he's tiny.
He's tiny. That was Leonardo DiCaprio as a child.
He was in that?
Oh yeah, he's playing a retard.
Before.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's the same age.
It's the same
Oh,
age.
okay, okay.
Same
Yeah.
age.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's the same age. So, that's Scissorhands too. It's right there too, right? Is that what you're
Oh
just
my
saying?
god.
Oh my god, he is tiny. He's like a child in that movie. So,
Leo or Depp?
Depp.
Oh, okay. I was like, Leo was in that too.
It's Depp and who's the chick in it? She was in Stranger Things. So
Winona Ryder.
yes.
Oh.
So yes.
Really?
I think so. Yes. And then
I don't think I've watched Edward Scissorhands.
it's got the old man in it. The old horror classic dude, Vincent Price. So you remember him? Yeah.
Okay,
You'd recognize him.
yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, he's like 19 in that.
Yeah, it's got to be around that same age.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I think actually he probably made Gilbert Grape right before he did Scissorhands. So.
Well, because I know he's in I think Friday, not Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
Yep.
And that's like 1980, like 83. It's
that
way
early?
early.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was older than that. Or, I mean,
It's crazy. That shit goes. This was the thing that was blowing my mind the other day. I was just watching some like video game footage, right? I was I wanted to listen to the theme for NHL Hockey '93.
Okay.
Don't ask me. How long? This is my question: is how long were they making sports games on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis?
You mean the same game?
Basically, the sequential years. What year did they stop? Do you think?
They stop?
Well, yeah, on those consoles. Because eventually, you get your PlayStation and then you get your Xbox. And
Oh,
what do you think the last year was that they made?
2000.
A little bit less, but 98.
Okay. How long were those consoles? Or I don't even remember when I got a Super Nintendo.
Here's the thing: they came out in 88. The Genesis
I did
came
not
out in
have one in
88.
88.
Yeah, well, in Japan. It didn't come out in the States until 89. Super Nintendo comes out in 91, right? They made fucking sports games, iterations of that. Like, I had moved on. I didn't know that shit was still going on, right?
Oh, okay.
But I was like, wow, that's 10 years. And I wasn't even, like, paying attention. It's weird.
I
when,
wouldn't
like,
have
try to
known
sort out
either,
the
man.
years.
But because, like, I mean, out of all the consoles that I had, my Super Nintendo was the one that I probably used the least. So,
Oh.
well, yeah, because my brother got a PlayStation right when they came out.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and we didn't get.
So that would have been 95, I think.
Yeah, we didn't get an
Yeah.
S. We didn't get a Nintendo, an NES, until I think I was in 6th grade. So that would have been like 88. So, yeah. So the Super Nintendo has to fit between those two times. So we probably only played that motherfucker for like 3 years. So
that is if you got it as soon as it released.
we
too.
did not.
Yeah.
We did not. We
So
got
you
it at
probably
garage
got it like
sales.
93.
Yeah. In fact, I only had like 2 sports games for it. One of them was like Madden 93. So
See, that's what I'm saying. Like when I'm rebuilding the years and I'm trying to think of things like that here, and you're like, when did Nightmare on Elm Street come out? I'm like, feels
but
no way. would
that would be something that I would immediately just Google.
okay, yeah, I got you.
So I cannot reconstruct the timelines in my head anymore.
No.
Man. So my wife and I will argue about like the same stupid thing, like 3, and then then we'll both kind of like we'll just fucking look it up, and then we'll look it up, and we're both wrong. Okay, so it's like okay.
Yeah, I don't think I did my Madden runs until Xbox.
You didn't. There was kind of a glut. There was a space there because like you didn't pick up on a sports game until after Tecmo Super Bowl, right? You didn't pick up on another sports game for a while.
The RBI or the baseball stars, but that was
Oh
before.
yeah, that was before.
That was before.
That was before.
Yeah. That was before, and you played some NBA Jam with me. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Oh
like,
yeah, okay.
But you didn't like you went hardcore on Tecmo Super Bowl. Like
Yeah.
you didn't pick up anything like right after that.
I think we played. My brother had Lakers versus Celtics on the Super Nintendo. If I think, yeah,
Not on the Super Nintendo. You have that on the Genesis.
maybe no.
Well, okay. So I should know this, but so Lakers versus Celtics. That is the Genesis original. The next year it was Bulls versus Blazers,
No, he didn't. Yeah.
and then I can't. There was one more year where they named it off of the 2 championship teams.
It wasn't that game then. It was a different game because we never had a Genesis. So I didn't have a Genesis. Paul had the Genesis. So
Oh.
in our group, I did.
Well, they
Yeah.
released the second one and later iterations on the Super Nintendo.
Maybe it might have been one of those. Yeah. Yeah. So, but no, actually, my house we never had a Genesis. So We went right to the Xbox.
Dude, it's fine to skip a few. In
Well, yeah, you're the only guy I know who collected the entire set, bro. So,
a lot of them.
I know you did. Yeah, so to your
It's
credit.
just a simple rule. Like, am I playing it? No.
Right.
Does somebody else want to? Okay, fine. You can have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a Genesis till I got married. So my wife.
That was your wife's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have it in my basement. So speaking of what, you know what I can't find in my basement?
What?
My copy of Rebellion. It's missing. So the game. You don't have it. I don't think you do. Yeah. It's missing.
It's not one of the ones that got stolen from your car.
I hope not. So I think
From the garage?
Oh, from the garage? Or...
No, those I know those two games. That was Samurai Swords in 1914. My two fucking favorite dudes on a map game. So those got hucked from my garage, but Rebellion was riding around in my car for a long time. I thought I took it out, but then when I sold my car last year, it wasn't in there. So I don't know where it is. I was looking where all my other games are. It's not there. So I don't know where it would be.
What's the last board game you bought?
I actually bought a brand new one that we got to try out. So because I couldn't find my copy of it. So,
Nothing hurts worse than rebuying something that you've already bought.
I kind of refuse to do it, man.
Yeah.
I've only ever done that with one board game ever. So, and it wasn't even like I didn't rebuy it because I lost my old edition. I just fucked it up as a kid.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
was it like destroyed? Like, cause I know our wrist board would need a serious repair.
Yeah.
And,
No, mine was destroyed, and I was stupid and drew all over it and stuff. Yeah. So
What were you drawing on? What fucking like version of Trouble were you doing?
this was my first copy of Red Storm Rising, which my dad bought me when I was like 10. Because he was like, oh, the boys into these weird games, I'll buy them. My dad didn't.
These weird.
He had no idea. He just saw that it was Tom Clancy, so
Right.
he's like, oh, I
Right.
like it. And
Right.
so over the years, I modified it so heavily that it was fucked up. And so it was like 10 years ago, I saw a copy of it like on eBay for like $30.
That's the one that's in a box. It's like this thin.
It
right?
is. It's in a really thin box.
Tiny.
It's really easy to smash all the pieces in it. And so I bought it. So, because I was like, oh, I remember this. And yeah, I played it like twice. I actually played it with that water wizard a couple times.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah, we had a good time with it. So.
For a second there, I was thinking about plunking down. Like, I saw an unopened copy of Torpedo Run.
Oh, that's
Wow.
gonna be pricey.
It was pricey.
How much?
It was still being bid on. The bid was at like $230.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like with a few days left. So
Damn.
now they had loose sets, but we also had a loose
Yeah,
set.
we all had loose sets. So
So yeah.
It's not going to be a functioning game.
that one's not gonna work.
No, it's the scrap for parts essentially.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
I mean, ours didn't last but 2 years. So before we had destroyed it,
We didn't do it on we were never rough with the stuff. It's just the game.
we were
was-
so rough with it, man. We found out that if you put quarters in the fucking thing, it would actually like shoot it fast.
That's on you.
We destroyed that shit, man.
We did it as directed. The only thing that we did that was messed up on one of them was that we didn't have the right rubber band, so we double wrapped it, so that made it super tense.
Yeah.
So that if you just breathed on that, the battleship gun like hit the roof.
Oh yeah. Ours were missing so many pieces so fast. So
Yeah, it was expensive. But if it ever comes across that, because it's weird with old collector stuff. Sometimes they're just giving it away.
yeah, sometimes you can find shit that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so I bought the companion Hunt for Red October for that Red Storm Rising game. It was like $20. So and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like really fucking rare to find and stuff. No problem. I actually found one and I had to punch out all the pieces. So yeah.
What a great feeling that must.
Oh, I
be.
love it.
Oh
Yeah, I love
man. Oh.
So yeah, I love it. So, but no, my copy of Rebellion's missing. So, my brother might have it though. I'll ask him.
We'll tell you what. I'll take a quick look around the house, just in places
Yeah.
where like I'm out of stuff, something.
If
but
it would
I
be
don't
anywhere,
think-
it would have been in your garage, and I haven't seen it there.
I don't think it
So-
would have been in my garage. I feel like it would have been like somewhere like right around here.
Yeah, but you haven't had that pool table in a long time. So
No.
It's been a while.
Nope.
I'm positive it was in my car. So I might have
probably was.
I might have borrowed it to my brother, but then he moved. So and he didn't say anything to me about it when he moved. So
well,
he might think it's his.
Has that happened before? Have you?
It has happened before, yes.
Right.
So it has happened before.
Like, I know that game that you love, Scotland Yard. Like,
That one's actually his. So
okay.
I tried to claim that. That game is so much fun, though, man. So I play that right now. So no, I got a new Dudes on the Map game that we're gonna try. So,
what is it called?
It's called Eclipse. It's like Axis and Allies in space. So
That's cool.
it's supposed to only take like an hour and a half to play, too.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what sold me on it. I was like, so unlike every Axis and Allies game, where on the box it warns you 4 to 8 hours. Yeah,
Does it actually? Does it?
Yeah.
it does on
Does it
some of
actually say May or?
So, like, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but they've been doing it for a couple of years where they actually put, like, estimated playtime on the side of the box for most of these things. And I went back because I was getting ready to buy another copy of Axis and Allies 1914, which is hands down my favorite one.
Yes.
And it's not in print, so it is insanely fucking expensive.
It's out of print.
It's out of print.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's out of print, so it's on eBay for like $250.
That's not right.
Well, I'm not paying that for it, but
No.
it does say, like 4 to 6 hours on it. And I was like, is that right? I maybe with that one, I thought we used to rock through that one pretty quick.
We did because there was like a speed rule where that's so the movement rules were for like there's like a tournament rules or something like that in there that we played, which is basically like double the movement.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's the one where you don't do dice wars back and forth and back and forth. You just get one shot. Right?
One shot.
See, that was
One ball.
nice. Yeah,
Yep.
that was nice.
Yep.
So, but yeah, and then of course we played that enormous 1940 version.
We did it twice.
We did that twice.
We did it twice.
Oh my god, I remember one of those took like 8 hours. So you left and came back.
That's correct. Yeah, I went on a date and came
You went on a
back.
date and came back, and Ryan and I were still here. Trying to take down Germany. You got to take down the strongest one, yeah. So
I think I remember one of those I left on the table for at least a week.
did you play that one?
Is that the regular Axis and Allies?
That's a big one with the 2 maps that glue together.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
think I
okay,
played
I didn't think so. Someone else was playing that one. Maybe it was my brother.
But the regular one still could take
Oh, I could take.
Oh
Yeah,
forever too. So I mean,
it
it
a
could
lot
take
of that
3-4 hours.
3-4 hours and
But if you knew the rules, it would go a lot faster.
so I mean, take any one of those and just go off track with a 30-minute argument, and
Oh yeah.
you have 2 of those, and
Well, a lot of those games are like Samurai Swords was like that too. I remember playing that where it would take hours to get through it. Nobody would attack each other because
right.
because then remember then you're taking down one of the weak people. He's like, my game's fucked. So it's like, I got an extra castle. I get all your koku now. So, and it's like, we got to stop Jeff. He's being a dick. So this is that was. But I think the big version of Axis Allies is the one that kind of turned me off to it. Same thing with Jeff. It was just like, this is dumb. We're sitting in the garage chain smoking, waiting for someone to finish their turn.
dude, there's anything that sort of gives me that that Kevin-esque impatience with just finish your fucking turn. Because it's just we're just playing that hot seat game of Civ, and I'm like, well, I just watched all of Batman the Animated Series. I watched Eek the Cat. It's been an hour
of Civ 2 or CivNet.
CivNet.
Yeah.
And you still haven't finished your one fucking turn.
Oh, he did that in Empire too, man. So I'd be like, how many units do you have? So, do you have to click on all of them?
Are you talking to them?
Right. Yeah, exactly. We have a conference up here. So No, this game. So this game is different, man, and this is what kind of turned me on to it. So like, you only play for so long, okay, and then it's all victory points. So and you can get your victory points however you want. So you can go fight, you can explore, you can do whatever. So and kind of stuff. But it does that mini turn thing, like fucking Rebellion. So you remember Rebellion? So where it's like I have a move within this larger move because I have this dude.
Oh,
Who
right.
can do
right,
one
right,
thing, and
right.
now it's your turn to do one thing. It's not your turn to do one thing. Now it's my turn to do one thing until I run out of dudes.
Right.
It's almost exactly like that. I was like, that's a much better system. So,
yeah, like the one turn a piece thing works with Battleship.
right. Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot. You're gonna tell me whether I hit or not.
Yeah.
Then it's your turn.
Yeah.
Or you press the pop-o-matic popper. You move the appropriate number of dots, right?
Yeah.
And then the next dude will pop it.
Yes.
And I will say that Trouble is a gimmick game.
It's so much fun though.
No, it's fine, but Sorry kicks its ass 6 days of the week
got
and
way
twice.
more
on
odds.
Depends on who you're playing with, though, man. So
What are there sorry jerks?
yes, there are. So there.
How do you have such a thing? What are you talking about?
There are people who will not. Like in Sorry, I played a lot of Sorry with my wife and daughter. Okay, and I think William knows what I'm talking about here. So you have the kid. Well, I'm not doing that to mommy. It was like, no, this is Sorry. You do that. So if you land on that piece, you take it and you enjoy it. So
You're essentially talking about free rides and free stays in Monopoly, essentially.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Yeah.
no, that's that I get. Okay, that I get. But the game itself,
Oh, it's way better than Trouble.
it destroys Trouble.
Yeah. No, I agree. So yeah, I've got a wooden copy of Sorry at home.
I don't know what that means.
It's got 4 big puzzle pieces that fit together. It's pretty cool. So
Is it older or newer? Like,
It's
is
newer.
this- Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
it was a Christmas present during one of those years where we were a little bit more poor, and so we go over to the fucking Target, the red Target, and see what they had, and I was like, oh, we can all play Sorry. So it'll be our Christmas present this year.
That's a good memory, right?
Yeah, it's great.
That really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just so much better than Trouble. It's better than Parcheesi. It's
yeah, Parcheesi can get kind of slow though. So
again, well, if you're playing against somebody who's basically moving that double unit, and
right.
that's just how we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
The game lets you do it. I can't fault it, but my God, is this boring? Because I mean, if you didn't have that, then it's just roll and move.
Well, that's all the game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know?
It's not a race, guys. Oh yeah, it is.
No, what's
So-
the classic? Just roll a move. It's luck. Shoots and ladders,
Yes, that's the game. Yeah,
or is it Candyland? Which I'm trying to remember which
they're
one.
the same game.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're basically the same game. Candyland just had it had like cards in it too, if I recall.
Did it?
Yeah, but they were like go an extra space kind of thing. So
Right.
yeah,
Very complex. Yes.
very complex. Yeah, so no man, no, the board games are better now. So
Well, you know what, they should be, and you know what, it's the cool thing about it is, again, we went through those periods. I think you went to the bathroom.
yeah, I know. Didn't you? Do you have my copy of Carcassonne?
Yeah.
Okay, we should play that.
That's
too.
over there.
Yeah, we should play that too.
Um,
No, it's fun, even though you always whoop my ass in it. So
I lose too, but you know,
only if you're not paying attention, man.
no, man. There's that's the thing is I do love that. Again, it's not. This is what we talked about when it came to like cultural touchdowns, right? So you have like 1977 and everybody knows Star Wars. It's like got it. And so that's something that everybody has in common. But since we don't all have that, all the things have broken off into smaller, better versions of things, man. I've seen people try to play it off like it's worse. I'm like, no, it's not. It's everything has gone up in quality as a result. The only thing it's not is consumer friendly.
No, it's not.
That sucks ass.
Yeah. they're board games they're getting quite expensive too. So you can drop a lot of cash. There's this great game that I wanted to try in one of my classes, called what is it? It's like a submarine game. Okay, but it's a bona fide 8-player real-time game. So where you have 4 people on either side of a table, and then each person has a job, and so you navigate a submarine around trying to shoot the other one.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like really intense and really, really fun. I saw some videos on it and stuff. That motherfucker's like $150, man. So, and it's like, no.
I mean, I will say, like, this too. There was a time when I was into like board gaming and stuff, and some of the stuff was, if you wanted this was like either very early internet or pre-internet, where if you wanted it, you had to import it from Europe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so some of the shit was like $99 in 1997 money.
Right,
which,
yeah.
Like,
it was like, oh my God, yeah.
But then again, you'd open it up and then you'd like, look at all these handcrafted pewter figures. It's like half this game is meant just to be looked at.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, and some of the war games they used to make back then, I mean, that shit was expensive.
Oh yeah, actually, the original Axis and Allies, man, I had to save up for months to get that.
How much was that?
It was like $65 back in the 90s. So
which part of the 90s?
Oh, I was working, so yeah.
So
like early
95?
like 94.
96?
Yeah. No, I started working 92, man. So no, I started working 93. Fall of 93. So yeah, I was
Who bought it first? You or Greg?
Greg had it first, and then we got tired of inviting that fucker over. So, I was like, I'm getting my own copy of this game, man. Because he always insisted on playing America. Yeah. So, and then we were fucking the rules up left and right. So
that's everyone's fault.
It is. So, but.
And you know what? It's the game's fault too, because
that game had a lot of problems.
It had a lot of problems, and your rules should be so clear that you don't need to like hire an attorney, right, to go through this and say, well, the problematic language is here,
right, yeah,
right,
yeah. Move before what? Yeah, exactly.
Like,
what's the difference between a combat and a non-combat move? It's like, why don't we just call it move or attack?
Or just give it a little side. Say, I know what you're thinking. Let me explain how this works.
Somebody was fucked up in that thing. It was like, you can't retreat with an AA gun, stuff like that. Like all these like, stupid little things, man.
You remember, for a minute,
the submarines.
If you flew a plane over it,
dead instantaneously. Yes. So yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Ugh. And then like later it just got worse. It's like, wait a minute, we got destroyers, submarines, cruisers now, and why? So yeah. Like I got major and minor factories. Why?
Yeah. No, oh, dude, this. Sure. Remember when? Yeah, that was the other thing. Was if you plant, we were like, well, if you put a factory here, you can put as many guys here as you want.
Oh yeah,
that ruined the balance of the game.
Yeah.
I remember that it's like, no, see that number there? That's as many things as you can put there.
I got rockets, and you blew up my factory. Yeah. It's like, boom, it's gone. It's like, that doesn't say the rules. It's
so it was like you roll for like money, right?
I don't even. Well, you buy rolls, right? You buy.
Well, no, if you. So there was that.
I don't even think they do those in the current version of the game. So
no, because I think those were busted mechanics. But I think the thing was, like, if you fired at. It was that was the strategic bombing thing.
Well, the rocket was the same way. You rolled dice, and that's how much money you had to pay to the bank.
Right, but it wasn't.
We would fuck it up, and we got to pay that money to me.
That was the strategic bombing thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're bombing the money out of.
Yeah, it's like, well, you better get up to fucking heavy bombers now, man, because now I get to roll 3 dice on this. Yeah, so.
I mean, I guess like so. The one thing I can take into consideration is like, all right, well, since we all agree on this, then I suppose that everybody can do this. Ergo, it is kind of fair.
But it's only going to happen to Germany, man. You're not going to fucking strategic bomb New York.
Yeah, virtually, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because if you have that problem going on,
You've already done
you've already
it.
lost.
Yeah. So,
Oh my god, yeah,
we
it's so
fuck that
funny.
up all the time. So
And you know what? I know that those are some of the mellow ones. I know we made things way worse in the beginning in terms of totally misreading the rules, but I just remember these are like, I remember some that were just, the subs automatically die. I know we fucked up the first strike things a couple of times.
a lot, yeah. You get attack and then run away. We fucked that up.
That's right. If you
So
take
you get
the
like a
pot
free
shot,
shot, yeah.
you get to stay, but yeah, you don't get in there.
I don't remember, man.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
that was the other thing that we totally messed up all the time was onto the transport was one move,
Oh, right.
right? And then off of the transport was another move,
Correct.
right? I'm trying to remember this because oh, that's right, because we had the thing where we just basically treated
We turned into
Transport to the
bridges.
bridge.
Yeah,
you
we
know what I'm
built a
talking about. You
transport
know
bridge.
exactly where. Yeah, the British.
From
Yeah,
Canada. Yeah, you built a transport bridge. Yeah.
that changed the balance of that game. That was something that was like, wow, this game's way different now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I think that's when we started saying, like, you gotta buy these tanks, because that way you can actually get them over. I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense now.
Mhm.
That's why they cost more.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, we fucked that up bad.
We did. But we all did. Like I said, we all contributed to it.
Oh, it's like when I play Uno with somebody. There's so many different rules that everybody has.
Mhm. We've been over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we've been
yeah.
over this.
It's all an interpretation of things, and
I'm actually I've got a thing coming up in my class the next couple of weeks. We're going to be playing Uno. I got to dig out the real rules. So, yeah.
Well, you know, this is the funny thing. Uno is on Twitter, right? And
Uno's on Twitter.
yes, and
What, the people who make Uno?
they just have their own account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can just tweet at them?
Yeah, one of the
Oh.
funnier things was somebody, they asked Uno, they said, can you play a +2 card on a, right?
another +2 or a +4.
I think it was on like a skip or a reverse or something like that. Basically, it was something where it was either that or stacking, right? Either way. But they said, they put it out there as like, no, you cannot do this. And the reply was, thanks, your job is to supply the cards.
We'll handle it from here. Yeah.
Which I thought was great. So, I
Yeah.
don't know. I didn't find it, I mean, I didn't find Uno to ever be a problematic game. Like, we still managed to finish them. I know some people would talk about, like, those 3-hour games and shit. I
Of
didn't
Uno?
mind that, yeah.
Oh yeah, we've had,
Well, yeah, but I mean, let's like.
but we
if-
weren't playing by the rules.
Yeah, so that's
Double decks.
double decks
and-
and stuff like that.
Well, and you draw until you can play.
Right.
That, I didn't know there was another way to play that until
played
later
it.
on. I was like,
Draw until you can go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other card games that are like that. So
yeah, what is that?
War.
War. No, is it in shit? What's the other game where you draw until you can play? Is it Rummy?
It's war. Seriously. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You keep drawing.
No.
I thought war. You just both people go.
Oh yeah, no, it might be Rummy. I might be.
There is one.
Yeah,
other
war
game.
is where you go and you try and get the bigger deck, right?
Yeah.
You try and get all the cards
You're
eventually.
both playing. Yeah, you're both playing at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
okay, all right. So it's Rummy where you're trying to get rid of cards.
Rummy,
Well-
you're trying to make hands.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh man, I can't.
But there
remember.
is a
Yeah,
game,
there is
where,
a game
where
you
I
keep
do know
drawing.
that you keep
Yeah,
drawing.
until you can play.
Fuck, what is it? Because our mom used to eat them up. That was it. She would always say this, and you're taking more and more
Are you
cards.
sure it wasn't Uno?
No,
We didn't play Uno
Oh,
much as
no.
a kid.
Those guys were
Played Uno all the
Played
time.
It was
Uno.
real cards, yeah.
Oh
Did you do it in Pinochle?
No.
This is the thing. Well, you held a gun to me right now. I couldn't tell you how to play Pinochle, but I used to know the rules.
Well, it's different if you have 2 people, 3 people, 4 people.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So 2 people, you have like the piles there and all that kind of stuff. And
The piles. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, I just... Well, okay, so in Rummy, you could also take the pile,
yes.
but you had to
play
play
the bottom
whatever...
part.
Yeah. Or, I remember...
I remember grabbing cards.
Rummy, you only grabbed the top card, or you could
Or you
Or
could
you
grab-
swap, yeah.
You could take this one if it
and
was on
not
top.
have to play.
Right. But whatever the bottom was, you had to play it,
Yeah.
and you were playing points. And were you penalized for what you had left over?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Okay.
You guys ever
Okay.
played Rummy Cube?
No.
Oh, that one's
Was it
fun.
fun?
Yeah, it's like Rummy, but it's with tiles. So it's like mahjong tiles. So
Your game's boring. Yahtzee.
Yahtzee is a terrible game. We had that one in the camper for years, and it was the one that never got played. So
We'd play it, but my ex would hate it because it made so much noise.
At this time in my life, I wouldn't be able to stop.
yeah.
I mean, it is loud.
Like,
Yeah.
do they have like a foam padded version? Like at this
You
point,
just get it on your phone.
it's like same thing goes with Boggle. I'd play that right now, but that shaking is just it's.
But at least that's just like one shake.
Yeah,
and then
it's
you
one shake,
settle,
shake.
and then you play it for a while and all that kind of stuff. Yahtzee, that one's
No,
that
it's
was
loud.
killer.
Nonstop. No, yeah. And what's oddly enough is I'm fine with Hungry Hippos.
That goes fast though.
And everyone's
real fast.
everyone's doing it at the same time, so you're all in it.
I don't think I've ever seen a game of Hungry Hippos go more than about 60 seconds. So,
That's a great like. What's funny is maybe that is maybe it's because I'm too focused on it. I'm jamming on it, thinking like skill has something to do with it. Unless I'm wrong. If there is a strategy that I don't know.
Be on the side of gravity.
yeah.
Because
So
there's very few places that the table is perfectly level. So
Yeah.
it's gonna pull towards one corner.
Well, you don't own that game, do you?
I do.
Oh,
2 of the hippos don't function right. They bite off to the side, so they don't get like the
it's a
full.
little thing broke up. Yeah. So
Or they'll lock up, and you're just like, "Go, come on, what's going on? This is not fair."
I can't believe it. Our parents would not let us have that game.
No,
For
that was
particular
straight
reason.
chaos.
we had it. We were not allowed to play if my dad was in the house. Not allowed to play it. But I mean, we had like all those cheesy board games back in the day. I mean, there were a bunch of them that were really noisy like that. So,
Did you have like some of the specialty ones? Did you have like Crossfire with the
We
shooting
had
marbles?
Crossfire. Yeah, with the
Was
shooting
it as fun as it looked?
It was way fun, but man, you'd lose those things fast.
Is
So-
it?
Well, they were just BBs, so yeah.
All right. Well, the commercial made it look like the most fun thing
It
ever,
was a
but I
lot
never
of
got
fun.
to try
It
it.
was a lot of fun. So, but you know, like all those games, like eventually you start losing parts. One of the guns doesn't work, so then it becomes a one-player game. You know, can you shoot better than the other guy? Yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we had Crossfire.
Just
so-
Cannonball Run?
We absolutely had Cannonball Run.
Jesus Christ!
We had Cannonball Run, and we had Fireball Island. So yes. So, which was the most fun game that shouldn't have been.
Did you have Grape Escape?
No, no, I didn't have that one. So, but we had a bunch of those like what was the one with all the little pop up with all the pieces?
Perfection.
Was it Perfection?
Yeah, where
Problematic perfection.
you have to put
There's
them all
a
in
timer?
before the
Yeah, so
60
you got little
seconds.
macaroni
Yeah.
pieces and shit. Yeah, okay, we had that.
I had it.
We had that.
Yeah, okay.
I hated that game.
Oh, we loved it.
I liked
so
it.
We used to play the fuck out of
It-
that.
Will, you worked with me, man. You remember how many times people just walk by me and tap me on the shoulder?
Oh,
and I
you
jump,
were, yeah.
right.
You were wound tight.
Dude,
okay.
Perfection is
That'll do it.
that, but
What about like Operation?
Operation just sucked. I mean, like I
I
don't.
always
Yeah.
liked that game. So
It just
I always liked that one. I thought it was fun. So
like
Other than just making him suffer, like, it just wasn't.
I don't know. It was one of those games that played using the rules, man.
That's kind of it. But we didn't play by the rules. That was the kind of the same thing with like Mousetrap. The actual rules to Mousetrap are so boring.
They're terrible.
Game
You just
sucks.
want to build the thing.
Yeah.
So not half the thing. So yeah. Everybody had Mousetrap. So because it was just like, oh, there's a bunch of plastic shit in a box, and then some like most of it was indestructible, and so it would wind up at somebody's garage sale. And next thing you know, you had it. So
right.
Yeah, nobody ever played using the rules, man.
No, and then eventually we took the man and started launching him on the roof with the with the seesaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the leverage.
Well, the kids around the neighborhood will play. Like William won't play it, but there's a game called Pie Face.
Explain.
It's literally got a hand that you put whipped cream on, and an opening here, and you do something to get however many turns you have to do, and you don't know which one's gonna release.
This is some old bullshit.
Oh, William's like, no, I'm not getting crap on my face. This is the dumbest thing.
Play that.
But all the other kids will get together and they're like, he gets more whipped cream, and I mean they'll get it in their eyes, their face, all over.
So wait, whipped cream?
Or shaving cream?
No, whipped cream.
Yeah, okay.
I'll play that
it.
with whipped cream.
Yeah.
I ain't playing that with shaving cream.
Yeah.
That shit burns your
I don't
eyes,
even
man.
have shaving cream. So, but we all
I
have
do.
whipped cream.
I do. Mm-hmm.
I think I've shaved once in my life with shaving cream.
You don't need to use that crap. Edge gel is actually.
I don't use anything.
You have a boozer?
No, I just use it.
Oh,
right
God.
there.
What about to keep it even?
Well, yeah, I have a trimmer for this, but for shaving, I actually.
Just go out, man.
Should it be down here?
It won't go, man. It won't grow.
It has a limit?
Apparently, after a while, they fall out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I mean, I'm sure if I took care of it and stuff, then maybe they'd stick around a little bit longer. But
wow. So you're just, that's the level.
that's it. So,
I didn't know that was possible.
apparently, that's how it works.
Hold on, man. Okay, so does that
They
include?
fall out.
Do you never have to like cut above your lip?
I do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it starts to piss me off. So
I don't like it.
No, I imagine you'd all hate it, but I was like, does it just naturally stop at
Yeah,
above the
it'll-
lip?
Well, I don't know if it comes to a point, but
Well,
you
look.
just buy little pieces.
Oh,
of
don't even. Well, like, don't even with that shit. Like, I know we've all been in that places like where it's like, my sideburns are too long, so you just keep twirling them and
I use my trimmer.
I used to do that.
you know, I know that you do that now, but like, there were times where you're just playing with it. You know, dude, when I tried to grow out a beard once, I couldn't leave it alone.
Oh, I do that with mine all the time. Like if I didn't have facial hair, I'd probably look weird because I'd be just stroking my chin all the time.
No, what I'm finding here is that it turns out we all need like fidget things, like cubes and spinners and stuff, because we don't know how to control our hands.
Now,
You know what I do?
William's got a cool fidget ring on his that the middle spins and stuff.
Oh,
that's
brilliant!
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mess with the sides of my mouth here. I just lick the back of my teeth. It makes a sound. Now that's good radio.
Yeah, get close to the mic. Yeah.
That's good radio.
That's getting closer to how you gleek, isn't it?
I practice that. I can do it pretty well now.
Oh my god!
Actual gleeking, where you lift up the tongue and like a snake.
I can watch it.
I tried so hard in high school and stuff to be
my
able
God.
to do it. I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
not.
They do it right now. You need a rag.
I am not about to get in a fucking gleeking fight.
No, man.
I'm like 40. That's not gonna happen, man. That's it.
Do some spit foo.
Look, the problem I had with gleeking was like the kids who figured it out in high school, right?
Yeah.
They would just abuse people with it because they couldn't get got
Mike
back.
did that. Mike did that for
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, none of that stuff goes along at schools now. They are
No, they do not tolerate any of that. No spit
no-
wads.
none
Nothing.
of that.
Leaking?
Oh
No
no,
way.
no way. So this school's so much more civilized.
To
Oh, there would have been so many parent calls
Oh yeah.
from what we did as kids.
are there?
Oh god, yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Do people still make zots?
Oh no. They don't know. They don't fire nothing. Nothing. No.
No
nothing.
flingy dingies?
No. My daughter didn't even know what that was. So
We don't make those much anymore. Those are
they come on every loaf of every
that's
thing
true.
of bagels that we
Yeah.
get.
the ones like this size.
Yeah.
All the ones I see are squares, so they're
They don't
not.
fly as well.
It depends on where you
Gotcha.
get them from. So so like we get the ones from Costco. They got that on there.
They classic.
That might actually be the hot dog buns. Come to think of it, one of them's got the big one. The actual one that you
Yeah,
snap.
the
It's like a
tag.
dog tag. Yeah. So
Yeah, the dog tags could fly.
We still have those.
Those were vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't throw things. You don't hit.
No,
yeah,
no.
nothing. They don't do any of that stuff anymore.
No rat tail whipping.
No,
No,
and there's cameras in the halls. So if they catch you tripping somebody or doing
You're
something,
screwed. Yeah,
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
yeah.
It would have been it is a vastly different
is.
life than I would have been busted so much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, it's weird because I had friends that had like older brothers that were like 10 years older, right? So we had like a generational perspective on like what bullying was compared to where we were. So he would call us pussies, right? Because it's like, well, so how did you, like, what did you do? It's like, well, if we needed to take care of something, we just went over that field and just fucking like slug each other out. You guys are pussies. Like, and what's in comparison, like, see, yeah, you're making that face.
You cannot even
Not a
remotely
chance.
do anything like that nowadays.
And I'm not saying that I want people to get
Yeah.
bullied, but like this is like that police state that I'm talking about.
No, man, the bullying is done online now, so it is completely
Okay.
different. So
Well,
You know.
we actually went in and talked to the counselor and stuff because William said he was getting bullied and stuff. And so they don't consider bullying unless it's directed at you and it's like every day. If it's like a one-time thing where somebody makes fun of you, then they're just like,
Well, I
It's
wouldn't
an
call that
incident.
bullying.
yeah, okay.
but it has to be consistent that this person is picking on you for something
Okay.
somehow and all this kind of stuff. I was like, oh, all right.
So what's the school do about that?
If it gets to that point, then they'll talk to the parents, all this kind of stuff, and then if they need to, suspend and all that.
Oh, okay. So they'll actually handle it.
Yeah.
You don't do this restorative justice bullshit.
Explain.
You know that was hot when you were in school. So
Justice?
yeah, where we sit down with the bully and find out why this is going on.
Oh.
That never happened when I was.
Well, I mean, you were teaching in high school, so I don't know if it was at that level at that time, but it was definitely going on in the elementary schools when you were teaching.
Well, now they have, since all the
It was the
kids-
hot thing. Really? It was the hot thing. Yeah.
since all the kids have computers now, they're just supposed to literally just email the counselor and just say, hey, this is what's going on. And then
Okay.
the counselor will be like, do you want them to know it was you? And I was like, I'm sure the kids don't want me knowing. He's like, oh no, the kids report, it's like 90%. The kids are like, no, I want them to know.
Well, and I mean, the bully
I
would
want-
know that. Yeah, I mean, let's say you got multiple targets that were going on at once. But even then, you're going to narrow it down pretty quick. Yeah.
But William was like
That's not
sticking
bad.
up for kids in the classroom. That he was just like, dude, you're making these people feel terrible. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sucks and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. And so,
It's gonna get hard, man.
yeah. And I was just like, oh, they can do that? He's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, William should know that. And then I brought it up to William. He's like, I didn't know I could do that. What do you... All right. Well, now you know.
You know, that's interesting. I haven't looked at my daughter's school's bullying policy.
I guess they had to, the superintendent, like, actually put out a zero tolerance kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
it was getting, I guess, quote, bad before. And then
What particularly
It can't
was
be.
getting bad, and how did that look as being bad?
I don't even know.
Okay, well, I'm just curious if they sent out like what the incidents were.
They might have, but there's so many emails that.
Yeah, but it's not like bullying like when we were kids. So you don't get hit anymore. That's not how that works. So if you hit somebody, you're done.
Yeah.
So in these schools, so yeah, you are out.
It's not even hit. Like it can just be putting your hands on somebody.
Yeah.
like shaking somebody,
Or
or
if you put them in a headlock,
or like a push?
All that
push,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
you're done. Yeah. So any kind of like physical
They
altercation.
try and let it go amongst friends and stuff like that. So, but if it's directed at somebody, that's why they said like if they saw them tripping somebody and they go to the parents and they're like, my kid would never do that, and they push play. And their kid is straight up tripping the kid, and they're like, that's not my. Yep, it's.
No, that's him. That's his tattoo.
Yeah. Like,
He's wearing that RFID
tag. Flingy dingies for life. Yeah, it's no, it's funny because I'm trying to think of like, you know, there were times when that stuff happened at school, and
I tripped tons.
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
you were great at it.
were you?
So.
You probably were good at making it look like an accident too.
Oh, they would never know it was me.
Yeah, he'd be gone in the hall, man.
It was ghost. Like they'd be already turned around looking at some people behind them, and I would be up in front of them by that point. Like there was no. It would have been calls to the mom and dad, and there's like, your son is tripping people. No, he would never. Why?
Well, how were you? Were you like? You weren't just given like flat tires, right?
No. William would flat out.
How would you trip somebody behind them and they not know?
Because I'd come from the side and
Yeah.
kick their foot while walking in front of them so that they'd hit, and then if they don't fall straight down and they catch themselves, they look behind them, and I'm not there.
He's already on the left-hand side.
Oh, okay. So in order to do so, it's basically like a really like quick side swipe
Yeah.
with a
But then I'm leading
directed.
into the front of them right after I hit them. So, yeah, it and I'm always hitting on the right side, so it spins them that way. So they turn to look, and I'm on the left.
You do it all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
You did get busted once when you did it to Jim Laberman. I do remember that.
Yeah.
You got busted. Yeah.
It sounds like you.
But the odds, no.
It sounds like
didn't.
you blatantly tripped the one Jew in school.
Oh, I think he was Jew.
Listen to that last name.
No, I don't think he was.
I have
I
no
don't think he
idea.
was. Yeah.
I don't know.
Our last name is Jewish.
What?
Take it far back enough, yes.
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Please.
But you targeted.
It's like I got nothing to do with that.
Oh man, like I guess the few times that there were problems like that, it just happened. Like I confront people about it, or most of the time it was people I would be like friends with later on after we scuffled, or got in like a showing match, or I threw a few punches, or
Yeah, you'd never get away with that. No.
well,
You'd have to do it away from the school. So, and even then, it might come back around.
I feel like it would. I feel like that would
might.
get back.
It
Yeah,
might.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like that. I mean, I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, but the online stuff's pretty bad, especially in high schools, man. It's bad. It's real fucking bad. So,
Well, why is it? All right, I don't want to open this huge can of worms, but like, why is it so bad for them? Where is the like disconnect of like, man, fuck you guys, I'm getting away from this. I don't need to talk to you, dickheads.
I don't know, man. I mean, so like it seems like easy for us because maybe like when we were going through school, we had different social networks than they have now. But if that's the only place you hang out, it's a little bit different if you can't go there no more. I guess I don't know, man. So
Okay, I didn't know if kids had ever talked to you or shit, even the people like from the college. Nobody. When I
we
was,
don't give a fuck about that. As long as you don't bring a gun. I mean, the couple times I've seen people get huffy, it's like, get the fuck out. So it's like either you leave or I leave. So,
Well, I guess that's the tough part. Is like even when I was teaching high school, I never heard that like social network like bullying stuff. I
don't know, man. It's been a long time since I've even been near that realm. So like, we're IT, everybody, you're all over 18, you do whatever the fuck you want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we don't care, like for on-campus incidents, yeah, there's like, if you're living with somebody on campus and you guys are having an altercation, you take it up with your RA.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff like that. But I mean, if you punch somebody on the campus, you're getting suspended. So it's that fucking simple. So, we're not putting up with any kind of violence on campus whatsoever. So you're going to go before disciplinary board. We're going to throw the fucking book at you. So, and then 9 times out of 10, that would be so rare that you deserve it. So it would be like, wait a minute, what do you think you are? Like, fucking getting on an airplane, fucking dropping trout, taking a shit on your seat, man.
You're right. Yeah, that's true. You're like, what fucking prison do you come from?
Exactly.
That makes you think this is how you treat school. I know. Okay, well, I guess that makes...
Actually, we wouldn't even get involved at that point. Well, we probably would, but like we
definitely have police involved.
We definitely have campus police. They would absolutely take that and they would press charges in a case like that. You get an assault charge, which means you're not going to school here anymore. So yeah. So they wouldn't even tolerate anything like that. So yeah.
And I think I guess I'm over here thinking that high school kids are the most vulnerable to that, but I bet you like elementary school kids on social media probably take it way harder. Middle school, yeah.
Man. So like my daughter, like I don't know if your boys the same way, but like half her friends are on social media and half aren't.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's kind of weird. So yeah.
Well, William's got his own Discord with all his buddies.
Oh my God! You might as well get him started on a Reddit thread, man.
Have your son's opinions become really stupid lately?
Exactly. You
all the group of them say some dumb stuff sometimes.
So you want to talk about replacement theory? So, or what was the one last week? It was IQ differences between races. Did you see all that bullshit?
I posted that chart.
Why would you do that? Oh my God, man.
Because, Patrick, don't you understand? Like, you're talking about generating views, and the best way to generate views
is to piss people off.
Is to piss people off.
Or you go in a place where somebody has started a topic, right? Then what you do is you take it way further, and then disappear.
See, this is a strategy, So you just salt the clouds, huh?
That's the thing. As I've told Patrick before, you never engage with low follower accounts. Even if they throw like something good at you, you just walk away. You don't give them engagement. If somebody comes at you with 18,000 or 50,000 followers, you go nuts because you want to sit there and embarrass them in front of a large group. That generates views. Their views, your views. And if you can get more people going in there and basically cycling like, oh, I'm pissed off about this, so they're going to go ahead and retweet it. Shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on last week, man. So,
but if you get some loser that makes a brilliant point, but he has, 2 followers, I can't talk to you, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for you.
Yeah. It's a game, bro. It's just a game. So.
I know it sounds retarded, and look, I'm gonna say this, like, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's shit that I do believe, other times it's not, other times it's things that, again, if you have an opinion at 6.5, give it a 10. Right? There may be a kernel of something that you believe in there, but nah. The full version of this? No,
that world is not for me.
No, it's not.
There's no...
I'm on the computer so much for my jobs, man. It's...
See, I don't even look at Twitter on my computer, man. So...
I don't do this It's where I do all my Duolingo stuff. It's where I do like everything. I'm on those computers all day.
You're still doing Duolingo?
Every day.
Every day?
I have
Japan?
so
Yeah.
much
Okay.
to catch up with Will on.
I'm doing the letters. I really despise how they tell you you have to make your box like with 3 lines. You can't just draw a square.
Oh, so they make you do it the right.
Yeah, it's like, no, you have to draw 1 line, and then this line, and then connect it. I'm like,
It's a box.
I'm drawing a square if I'm doing this on my own. I'm not going to follow these steps. And they're like, it's like, oh, you have to draw the horizontal line
Well,
first,
yeah.
and then this one, and then this one. And I'm
You're
like,
killing somebody's ancestors if you don't do it their way.
I was explaining to a Russian, right, how retarded the Japanese language is. She was like, it seems so beautiful. I'm like, no, it's awful. It's awful. She's like, how? I'm like, well, you worked for HR before, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what's the worst computer system that you ever worked with? She's like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I was like, well, I can tell you about a few. Where, much like you used to know with like Sabre, right? So here's the base program. Here's the program they sold in 92 that tacks on to the base program. Here's the new GUI that goes over both of them. And you have to run both of these here, right? And this, and this, and this, right? And then you get into Cadence. Then you get into the plot editor, right? But you have to have it all running, okay? That's Japanese. So you take Chinese, right? Add 3 alphabets on top of it, right? 3 alphabets, okay? And then make the sentences go completely backwards that I've talked to you about, where if you look at the actual conjugation, especially if you're asking a question,
it's the last word.
this is my sweater, is it? Versus this is my sweater, it is.
Yep.
And you don't know if it's a question until you get to the end of the question. This is where I'm saying, like, anybody that came there and said, all right, well, this language has got problems. I got to rehaul all of this, right? You hire an independent contractor to come in there or what do they call those guys? The
Auditors, independent auditors.
They come in, they say, like, all right, we need to streamline a whole bunch of these things. So you have these 3 alphabets, plus you do it all in English. You use
Oh, yeah.
Roman letters,
Yep.
right? If you don't know what a word is, you just say it in Japanese vowels, and they probably use it.
A apple.
Oh, I haven't heard Apple yet.
William, what do they call a coat?
Colto.
Right. And so you could probably do that with the
Coffee.
right?
Yeah.
Because their
Oh,
language.
no, it's Kohi. Kohi?
Yeah, kohi.
Yeah.
Kohi. Right. Right.
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
close.
really have.
Yeah.
They don't really have an F. So they have it's kohi.
They don't have an F?
Not that.
So it's not Mount Fuji?
Well, it's
It's not Fujifilm?
it's pronounced
Furitaka? Yeah.
like it's weird. It's almost like an H sound.
No, they say it Mount Fuji.
No, they'd say it Mount Fuji.
Maybe.
Fuji. Fuji.
But I will say the cool thing about all those letters
Uh,
is it takes like 50 seconds to do one. And that's like, so if you get, because they'll often give you the bonus points for like, if you get 5 completed without 5 perfects, it'll give you double XP. So now you can do the letter. If you do it on like a Saturday in that first hour, they give you 5 extra points. You get 40 points per letter, and it takes like a minute to do each one.
this guy.
I'm about the score. I'm not actually trying to learn.
Hey, man, you're learning it, yeah. So even if you're getting the scores, so you know more about it than I do. So I made it like 1 week into the app, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going back to Spanish. So, yeah.
Have you been singing with Spanish?
Hell no. You know me, Jeff. I never do what I say I'm going to do.
All right.
Stick a pin in that.
All right.
I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
I will hit the button.
I know English.